What's going on, guys? Blaziken here, and hopefully you guys are all having a good day today. Today I'm bringing you guys a pretty interesting story, but first, the gameplay is actually in German. I know a lot of people had questions about that. I am in Austria, as you guys probably know. I've said this in multiple videos, and the Xbox that I'm recording my gameplay on is actually my friend's, the friend that was in my last video, and his Xbox is German, because, I mean, that's the language they speak here. So that's what you guys are watching. You guys are watching all my gameplay in German over the next week and a half, and yeah, but it's not really about the language anyway. It's more about the gameplay and what I'm doing it. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to clear things up because people had some questions. And on my last video, I kind of just uploaded it without explanation. It was actually like an FFA highlights video. A lot of different people do this, but this was my first attempt at it, and it was actually really fun. I really enjoyed just editing it together. I really had fun editing it. I don't really have fun editing videos normally, and I was glad that I got really good feedback, that you guys really enjoyed the video, because I kind of just uploaded it without any explanation or anything. But anyway, today I'm gonna be telling you guys my scariest, my weirdest, my most terrifying travel experience. And with all this traveling that's going around, you know, me flying around Europe, and I went to Anaheim and all this stuff, I thought I'd tell you guys my worst one. And it is an airplane experience, so if you guys are afraid of airplanes, then you might not want to listen to this one, because it is scary and it scared the hell out of me, and I had an airplane phobia after this for a year or two. But anyway, let's get right into this. So this was back in 2008. I was flying to Austria to see the World Cup. It was not the World Cup, my bad, the Euro Cup. It was being held in Austria and Switzerland at the time, and we were flying to Vienna for a big game. And yeah, so our route was San Francisco to New York, and New York to Austria, which is where I am right now. But yeah, so that was back in 2008. And yeah, so our flight left San Francisco, and we flew, and then about 4 hours into the flight, we were about half an hour away from landing in New York. The captain, you know, turns on his little captain phone or whatever and goes, all right, we have there's a lot of storms and there's lightning and everything in New York, so we have to bail, and we have to go to an airport in a small military airport around Washington, D.C. So we landed there, and it turns out that they didn't have any kind of ladder or anything to get to our airplane because it was too high off the ground. So we actually had to stay in the airplane for about 3 to 4 hours, which sucked because it was hot as hell, and we were running out of gas. And they also didn't have they had a little bit of gas, but they didn't have a lot of gas. I don't even know why. I mean, it's a freaking military airport, but don't ask me why it happened. I mean, they just didn't have a lot of gas. So and we also didn't have a lot of water, so everybody was just pissed off. We didn't have any water. We couldn't get out. It was hot as hell. And it had been 7 to 8 hours into the journey, because it took 4 hours to fly over there, and then we stayed at this military airport for 3 or 4 hours, something like that, something ridiculous like that. But anyway, finally we were able to leave again, and it was still really, it had cleared up a little bit, but we had to get over there. So our captain, I guess, was just fuck it, and yeah, so we ended up flying into New York, and as we went down, it was really stormy, and everybody was it was dead silent in the cabin. I'm telling you guys, it was so scary because we had the worst turbulence. And if you don't know what turbulence is, it's pretty much where I think headwinds or tailwinds, they're really they're very different. So the airplane, it moves up and down rapidly and side to side, and it's really kind of shaking, I guess. And when you're in the turbulence, it feels like you're dropping 100 to 200 feet at one point at a time, but in reality you're just going a yard or two up and down, something like that. But anyway, so we had this terrible turbulence, and it was just dead silent in the cabin. Everybody was just holding on to their chairs and praying for life that we'd get there alive. So anyway, what happened next is just scary as shit. So anyway, we were flying, and the turbulence kind of stopped for a little bit, and all of a sudden the airplane just drops, and nobody knew why this happened. None of the cabin, nobody knew why this happened, but the airplane just all of a sudden just dropped. And I think in the end it dropped about 1,000 to 2,000. I think it was about 1,400, 1,500 feet, something like that. But it just dropped for a good 5-6 seconds, and it was just the scariest thing ever. I don't even know how to explain it. If you guys have ever been on a roller coaster ride where it just drops you straight down like a drop tower or something like that, it was kind of like that, except it went from dead silent to everybody just screaming. And it was just, I don't know, I remember it so vividly. It was just scary as hell. So we dropped for about 1,000, 1,500 feet, and then we our pilot was able to get the airplane back normal, and it was just scary as hell. Nobody, at least I never knew why that happened. And yeah, we ended up just going into the airplane, into the airport with a bunch of turbulence and stuff. And they ended up giving us free flights. Everybody got a voucher for one free flight because of the terrible travel experience that we had. And we almost even missed the Euro Cup game that we were going to see. But yeah, so that was pretty much my worst travel experience. I'd love to hear your guys' worst travel experiences. If you want to leave a comment or like tweet at me or even make a video and like leave it in the comments. I don't know, what it's up to you guys. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this little story. Also, I asked on Twitter if you guys would rather see a gameplay or like me talking into like a face cam kind of thing, and the majority of people wanted to see a gameplay. So yeah, that's the gameplay. And maybe next time I'll just talk into a camera and tell you guys my story. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a good day. That's been it. Peace.